All right, let's move on. Stay in the SEC. Arkansas and Ole Miss. This is another one. All right, we're going to talk about spots and collective. And listen, I get it. It's much easier to come on here and talk about analytics and numbers than it is trying to handicap a locker room full of 18 to 22-year-olds. I get it. I spent my whole career around them. It is really hard to do. I get that. But let's look at this one. Both of these teams come in off big losses.
Man.
And Ole Miss in particular, the Lane Train doesn't come into anything. He doesn't tiptoe into the room. He walks into the room and drops bombs on you, right?
Yes.
Well, Alabama and Nick Saban just said, get out of here. You're not ready yet. Just go away. Get out of here. You're not ready for us. So both of these teams trying to regroup. Ole Miss by 5, 65.5 is the number. Do you have an initial lean before we even talk personnel or numbers?
Dog. I'm just taking the points in this game. Like immediately, my first thought is this: how do you recover from that? Well, I think both teams you get kind of on the buy down, right? Like, so they're both recovering, they're both bouncing back, they're both all the terms. They're coming to this game going, all right, now we got to fix whatever that was. They played the two best teams in the country. Okay, I mean. But Arkansas, after a disastrous, you talk about a first quarter that couldn't have gone any worse. It couldn't have. They're getting 6 points. The initial number is 5. It's up to it's painted 6 now across. My first thought is dog. That's the only thing. Why were you thinking this is Lane just bounce back? We're going to score 100 now.
Yeah, now thanks a lot. Now you gave me pause. I'm glad I haven't fired on this yet. Now, I don't like if it starts to creep towards that 6 and 7, I'm not in love. We might have to find somebody to pair this with for a 2-team money line parlay. But I like the Ole Miss side just from the standpoint of, and I know Arkansas has been very good this year, probably exceeded expectations to this point. But Matt Corral was winning the Heisman just a week or so ago.
Is that is he still winning the Heisman now? Like,
no, because that was the September Heisman Award. Now we're into October, so now you got to find a new one. So he's not still winning it. Okay. But that didn't mean his talent disappeared in a week.
No.
That didn't mean this Mississippi offense talent-wise disappeared in a week. They just ran into the buzzsaw that's Alabama. I actually feel better about Lane wanting to get it back, Corral wanting to get it back, and going at this Arkansas defense. It's been very good, but I kind of trust Corral and that offense better than I do, or more than I do Arkansas. I was liking Ole Miss here.
So do you like Ole Miss's defense?
That's better.
The question. It is better?
Yeah,
okay,
it's better. Yeah.
Competitively wise, I like Arkansas's defense and where they're at in this game a little more than Ole Miss, Corral, and their offense. So that's my initial thought. I would side with the points, but the total 67. There's not going to be no defense played in this game. Are we going to get the SEC game where they're just going to score 100? Because they didn't score 100 last week in the game against Alabama. They only put up 21. Bama put up 42. So we got 63 points. Guess what the total is here? Just a little bit more than that. Kind of makes sense when you put it all through. I think Arkansas scores enough to cover.
Okay, there you go. All right, we're on opposite sides there. Just real quick, the Ole Miss defense, if you like the Pro Football Focus grades, which you know I do, their defensive grade for the first 3 games in the 70s. It was down into the 60s for Alabama, but who's not? Now, I think Arkansas is clearly the second best team that Ole Miss has played. Louisville, Austin Peay, Tulane, and Alabama. So you might be onto something there. Give me Corral, and I don't like being opposite of you on this, but give me Corral to bounce back with a big day.
Sometimes opposites attract. That's how we got together to do the show. It's okay. You can like opposite sides of the game, and we can talk about it, watch the clips later, and say you were right, I was wrong. You were right, I was wrong. Happens. But I met some people down on the strip this week. We're walking and we're talking, and they said they were from Arkansas. And they saw my shirt, and they were like, hey, we just started talking. Arkansas expectations were not high. They're riding high right now. I think they kind of they took it from Georgia, but I don't think that they're discouraged. I think their expectations are still, let's keep going. We're right there.
Yeah, and they should be. Remember, their win total was at 6. So this is a big game against Mississippi for the win total, whichever side you're on. You're looking good if you have Arkansas right now with the 4, but if they beat Ole Miss, you can get ready to start cashing that over ticket if you were on the over 6.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, click on another video right here on the screen. And if you really liked it, consider subscribing below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.